Alright, I'm going to show you how to replace the screen in this Lenovo laptop. So first thing you gotta do is remove these little rubber little bumper things. The top ones are kind of a pain to get off, but they do come out after a little bit of work. Then you can remove the screws around the outside of the screen. One there. There's another one up here. And one over here. And one down on the other corner. And then what you gotta do is you want to kind of pick across the side. You gotta be careful because on the sides there's actually little clips that can break very easily. And then, oh, that's right, there's one more screw right here in the middle. Let's put the little rubber thing over there so you don't lose it. Just unscrew that. And then it will be free. And you can just set that off to the side. Now, you're going to want something to hold the back of the screen so that way it doesn't fall off. But you can just undo one screw there, one up in this corner, and then one over in the other corner. And then there is one screw here on the inverter board. You need to undo that so that way you can undo the inverter. And now the back of the screen, of the case anyways, is free. And then you can undo the little ribbon cable there in the back of the screen. So then the only thing holding the screen in it is the 4 bolts on the side. There's one there. And it's always nice to do opposite corners, that way the screen isn't hanging on there by one bolt. Makes it a little easier to deal with. Then once those screws are out, the screen is free. So now all you have to do is just grab your new screen, take it out of the plastic that it came in, and then I usually find it easier to remove the tape that's holding the plastic cover on the screen off. I mean, you can do it after you get it all fully put together, but a lot of times it's just easier so you don't have to deal with the tape later. So just pull that off, take the screen, and then you start lining it up so that way you can put the screws in. It can be kind of difficult at times because the screw likes to fall off. And once you get the one side in, then it's just a matter of getting the other side in, and then the screen will be held up. If I can get the screw to stay, and just twist that in, and then you just got the 2 screws in the bottom to do. There's the one screw down there, and then that screws in, and then now you need the screw over on this side, and that one's in. Now you can kind of, well, better make sure I put the ribbon cable back in, otherwise the screen won't work right. It's always a good thing to do. And then you can kind of pop the screen back on, the back of the case back on. Try to put that little tinfoil wrapping back on. It's just there to help ground the laptop a little bit. Oops. And then just make sure you got the right screws. Put one in the top corner, and then you can put one in the other corner. And then doing that will make it so the back of the case can stay on the screen nice and well. And then put the one screw there on that corner. And then the ones on the bottom you don't put on yet because those are the ones that are in control of the, or you put them on through the outside of the case, or once you get that front plastic bumper on. So now, on this particular screen, I had to move the backlight cable a little bit because the tape went a little too far, so I just kind of cut a little bit of that off with the screwdriver. And I plugged it in. And then I'll put the screw in on the one side. Make sure it's the right side, because the left side one's held on by the outside plastic bumper. So then, start lining that all up. Just pop that push on it a little bit and they all should pop right in relatively easily. Down here in the corner it was giving me a little bit of trouble, but just a little more. Sometimes you gotta press from the back of the screen too, so it can, as it flexes a little bit. And you can just put in the 4 screws, one down there. Well, 5 screws, one there, in the middle, one right there, and then one on the top right, and then the one on the top left. And then this screw wasn't wanting to go in all the way, but I just had to push it a little bit more, so now it's in. Then you just gotta put in all the little bumpers, all those little plastic bumpers in again. And once those are all in, you can turn the computer on, and then it works.